Paul from Alexander Knife Sharpening and Laser Engraving. So I wanted to give you an update on some really cool things going on with the lasers. I just got off the phone with what is going to be my biggest order ever. It started out as 120 knives engraved, and it has now gone to 150 knives. So that's really exciting. I just so happen to have just ordered the new Xtool F1 Ultra, which is a fiber laser, which will be really helpful having to do a large quantity of knives. As you guys know, my typical orders, if you've been following the laser journey with me, as I've added it to my business, most of the stuff is, you know, smaller 1 or 2 items here and there. Lately been getting in a lot of groomsmen gifts. So I did, just last week, I did 6 buck knives with initials on them. This week, I'm doing 10 flaying knives, and I'm going to show you this whole project because this one's pretty cool. Pretty interesting flaying knife with a bone handle, leather, and we've discussed different options for what we're going to do with the engravings, and I'm going to show you that whole process, including how I made a personalized logo engraving for them, and we'll talk about that. The one thing I wanted to tell you about this big job, and it's been just a really great day. It's not the only big job I got. I got a call literally 30 minutes before I talked to this person of a person that wants around 50 Swiss Army knives engraved. Again, another business gift. So that's really great. When I started this about 1.5 years ago with the lasers, if you guys remember, like I've talked about it in my other videos and how I got started with it, it was because a big order like that several years ago, someone wanted me to engrave 150 knives. And now I'm starting to get those orders. All right, so I wanted to talk to you about this job and something if you get into laser engraving or add it as a service or as a standalone business. One thing you have to do, and I need to do a better job of this, I always tell people, but I need to put it on my website so that people know. When people bring you, like the hardest thing to engrave is a one-off item that you've never done before, depending on what they want done. He's not sure if he wants the leather engraved, the bone handle, or the metal knife. It's always best to have at least one extra item to run tests on so that you can get your best settings and best parameters for the laser. And I need to make that way more obvious on my website. In fact, I think I'm going to do a video talking about if you're bringing in 10 tumblers to get engraved, it's best to bring in 11. You know, it's best to have one just in case there's a mistake too. And that can happen. Recently, I did, I think it was 27 key rings for a lady who was having a birthday party, and she got all of her guests their own personalized key ring. And I had her get extras just in case. And I also had her get extras so that I could run test engravings on them because they were 3 different colors, and lasers react different sometimes with different colors, but we were able to get just perfect settings and perfect engravings, and that job went really well. So that's it. I'm going to get on with this, but I just wanted to share you that great news with you guys that we are seriously becoming a very legitimate laser engraving shop here in Alexandria, Virginia, and that we're starting to see bigger jobs, not just 5 and 10 things, but now we're seeing 150 and 50, and I'm really excited about that and happy to bring you along for the journey. The first thing I want to show you, when I first got into laser engraving, one of my things I was concerned about was the fact that I don't have any experience with graphic design, making graphics, and I was afraid that I was going to have all this great laser equipment and not be able to make logos and come up with cool things. And one of the really awesome things that has happened is that because of artificial intelligence, there are some really amazing programs out there that will assist you in making graphics. And what's really great about it is that they're also not something that you have to be concerned about licensing with, which is really great because you could also spend a lot of money if you had to license every thing that you had made or purchase the licensing to be able to print something on there, or especially if it's, you know, something that's copyrighted and that kind of stuff. So being able to make your own designs is really kind of cool. With this particular knife, the client told me he wanted fish layer put on each one of the knives, and he said it was kind of a inside joke between him and his friends. And I said, well, you know, maybe I could make a cool graphic for it that we could put on there to have the, you know, to go with fish layer rather than just having the words or text fish layer. Seemed kind of boring to me. So I went into this program right here, and this program is called KITTL. And what's really cool about KITTL is you can, through text and artificial intelligence, type things in and it will try and make for you what you're asking for. And sometimes you get things that are really close, and some things you get things that you can work with. And basically, and this is just going from memory, I believe I typed in Greek god fish slayer was what I think I used, and it gave me this particular logo right here, which I then modified a little bit by going in and I removed some of the stuff that I didn't want. So I kind of took this stuff on the outside out, and then I did add the words fish slayer to it, and I came up with a completely new logo, but using parts of this. I just took out the circles and some of the background stuff. I added the text in there, and this is what we went with, and I will show you what it looked like on metal. And this is what he liked, and we decided we were going to put this on each one of the knives. On the left side, there was a blank area at the base of the knife just before the handle, and we put this on each knife. And then we decided that we would do the name of each one of the groomsmen on the leather sheath. That will be the other part of this project I'll show you, with 2 lasers at one time, one doing the metal, one doing the leather, and knocking these knives out as quickly as I possibly could. One of the great things out there is there are these programs, and KITTL is probably one of the best out there. But what's really cool is also your laser programs. Some of the companies like Xtool also has an AI here where you can generate sketches and designs and things that you might want to laser engrave. And then if you use other editing software, which I do most of my editing inside of Xtool Creative Space, my other laser, which is a laser pecker, they also have an AI generation software that they're working on. So it's a very popular thing with the laser engravers to have this AI generated stuff. And, you know, just for example, we'll come in here and I'll do the same thing. Let's go with, so I just wrote in here, fish slayer, Greek godlike figure in line art. And we'll see what we got. And I can tell it. So here are styles. As you can see here, we have silhouette. Here's line art. And I very much like line art for engravings, but you can see we have a bunch of different ones here. So we're going to let that go, and they generally take a minute or two to generate it. But you know, sometimes you get something that you can really work with, and sometimes you can take parts of things and go in and edit them. And you can also go in and kind of adjust the wording. And the better you are at saying the correct phrases and things, the better results you tend to get in these AI programs. And a lot of them do teach you, like, hey, here's the best way to word particular things to get you want. I'm going to make an adjustment here. A Greek godlike figure in line art who is slaying a fish. That might make a little bit more sense to the AI generation program. Let's see what it does this time. Okay, so a little bit different. So we have a kind of a Greek god here with a fish jumping out there. It's one of those things you just kind of have to play around with. And like I said, this one is kind of free through Xtool Creative software. All right, let's try another one. King Neptune slaying a giant fish. Okay, so here we got some very cool ones down here with King Neptune. So it kind of gives you an idea of the kind of stuff that you're going to get. And like I said, they're all a little bit different, the different programs. I have, like I showed you earlier, I have KITTL. KITTL is a paid program. and I just like it. Let's go back to KITTL and let me show you a few things about KITTL that I really like besides just the AI generation. So here we are. So we're back in KITTL. KITTL has some really great things. So you basically start out with a new project and you can pick the different sizes you want for your project. I will also tell you one of the great things about KITTL is there's a lot of uses for it. And I don't remember the exact cost, but I want to say, I think I paid around $100 for a year subscription. It was not incredibly expensive, but let me show you something. I'm going to just quickly jump over here to my website. Do you see my logo right up here? I made this in KITTL. So alexsharpen.com, which is my website for Alexandria knife sharpening. And when I added the laser engraving, I wanted a new logo. And if you've ever had a logo made, you can easily spend, you know, 60, 80, 100 bucks to have a logo made. I built this entire logo with a laser engraver and the little tool knives and all this on KITTL in about 15 minutes. That's the other reason I love it, because I have a lot of uses for it. I also use it for thumbnails for my YouTube videos. Here is the one I just released the other day. And let's see, what's the best Xtool S1 laser for you? Let's find out, with 2 pictures of the lasers, huge discounts going on for Father's Day. And this is the thumbnail for one of my videos. And I made that with KITTL in literally just minutes. It did not take long at all. And when you click download, you have a bunch of different options. You can download as a PNG. If you're doing laser engraving, you're going to use SVG a lot. So when I am making these little logo designs, I basically am using SVGs. But let me show you a couple other things that I really love about KITTL. Start a new project, we'll hit create so we can look at some of this stuff. They have some just really great stuff. Like here is text labels, and these are all fully editable. And something like this would work great on a knife too, as a laser engraving. Anything that's all black and text. Say this one, Barton's Gardens. We like the way this looks here. I clicked it a few times. Okay, so you can see it put it right into my workspace here. I clicked it a few too many times. That's why I put more than one in there. I can expand this up, and what's nice is all of this is editable. And let's say I don't want this fancy I could take it out. If I wanted this to be somebody's name, we'll just use mine, Paul. I can replace the text that's in here in that style, and you can see, like, there it is. And it's really just simple to do. And I'm going to come in here and there we go. There's my name. All right. Now, and every part of it is editable. Editable. It sounds like I'm saying edible. Editable. Is that even a word? Every part of this can be edited. Yeah, I think I created a new word there. Duh. Every part of this can be edited. Yeah, I don't think editable is a word. I don't know. Sometimes my brain, I don't know. But you could come in here, and let's say I wanted this centered more. I can center it. If I want to right, spread it out. I want it all to the left. You can do all these different things. This is really cool. Say this bottom one, I want to change the font. I can come in here and look at all these font choices. I mean, there are so many of them, and they're really very cool. So I could go, you know, pick any one of these, and then I could come in again and edit it. So say I just wanted to put where I'm at. So I could do something like that, and, you know, and say, yeah, hey, I don't like the way that looks because I actually don't. I could come back in here and just keep changing the font till I find something that I really do like. And when I say there's a lot of fonts, let me just scroll this down here. I mean, look, I mean, we go on for days with the fonts here. I mean, there's just tons. So if you don't, you know, if you don't find something in your system fonts that you like, you can just come in here and just change and manipulate and do whatever you want. And now that I have this done, so let's just use this as an example, I can simply come over here to download, and I like to usually up the DPI. I like to download stuff in the highest one, which is usually in these, if I'm doing a SVG, I like to do it at 300, and I like to do it usually at the maximum size so that it looks its absolute best, and I will edit it down in whatever program I'm using. So I'm just going to crank this all the way out, and you can see it's showing right down at the bottom. It's like up to 8 inches now, and that's plenty. So I'm just going to stop there for time's sake, and I'm going to hit download, okay? So what that did, it just downloaded it to my download folder. Now I'm going to go back over to my XCS software, a new project. Now this is the laser software, all right? So this is the software for Xtool lasers. And I'm going to add an image. And if I come into download, you'll see there it is. There's my SVG. And all I have to do is click on it. And it's asking me if I want to import it in a size that'll fit in the canvas. I'm going to say yes. And then you can see there's the SVG. So a lot of times you'll get this, it's in sections, and I'm going to take some of this stuff out. So I'm going to remove, the first thing I'm going to do is ungroup this, and I'm going to take out the purple one. So see this? This is just a background. It throws it in. I'm just going to take that out, okay? But now you can see this is an SVG. And if I double click on it, it will let me edit it inside of the Xtool software. When I told you guys I took that outside stuff out of the King Neptune, the top part of the circles and stuff out, this is how I did it. So I brought the SVG into Xtool Creative Space software, and I'll just show you with this comma, well, just to give you a simple example. If I didn't want like this comma for some reason, I can come in here, and if I double click on everything, you will see it gives me all these little dots are what makes up the image. So anything that I click on like that can be edited. Let's say I'm going to come down here to the bottom. So if I click this, you'll see, so now you'll see I can mess with this and I can change it. And this is how you edit some of those graphics. And I'll just give you an example. So even though this is just a comma, it's just to give you an idea of like how that comma is made up. I'm going to hit done. So you can see now I made that thing, you know, this giant mess, which you wouldn't do, but just going to show you like for editing purposes. Let's say I wanted to take it out. I could come in here, highlight it, boom, and you'll see it is now gone. So that's how you can come in and edit parts and things and text and pieces of graphics right inside of your Xtool Creative Space software. All these pieces can be edited. So their individual pieces make up all of these graphics. So that's what makes doing a lot of this really quite easy, and you don't have to be, you know, some sort of graphic designer with all kinds of graphic arts training and skill to be able to edit text and create graphics and do things. Just playing around with it, you will pick it up really fast. And basically for what I'm doing, which is usually just names and engravings, I can very easily make very cool lettering, and I can create a custom font for somebody to put on a knife and edit it however they want it. And it's just really simple, easy, user-friendly software. I really love it, and I think you guys will too. So don't be overly concerned if you don't have some background in graphic design. It's really not needed today for a lot of just really basic engraving work. There's a lot of stuff that just makes it really easy for you. All right. And this is an example. Now, I will put a link in to KITTL. It is not an affiliate link because shame on you, KITTL. You turned me down to be an affiliate. It's actually the first time it's ever happened to me. For whatever reason, they didn't like my, application to be an affiliate. But since I like your program so much, even though you don't want me to be one of your affiliates, I'm still going to recommend it. because it's really simple, easy to use software. It's one of the best AI generators I've seen out there, and I wanted to share that with you. Maybe down the road, KITTL will change their mind and allow me to be in their affiliate program. I won't get anything at all if you join KITTL, because I have no affiliation with them at all. But I did try, and I'm a little sad about that. Just to shame them a little bit more. Where's my rejection letter, KITTL? I know I saved it because you shamed me. Here's what KITTL sent me. Sorry, your partnership request was declined. Unfortunately, KITTL declined your request to be a partner for the following reasons. Not consistent with branding. Hey, I don't even know what they mean by that. I don't know how doing engraving on knives and using graphics and design isn't consistent with it, but they didn't like me, so as you can see, I got shot down. But, you know, like I said, I'm still going to recommend them because I like the program. If you think that would be helpful for you and you're looking for a really easy way to do graphic design and you don't have any experience doing graphic design, this is, you know, the program for you. KITTL is really, really great. All right, so that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will try and edit this down to something that's not so obnoxiously long, and we will go from there. And don't forget, it's Father's Day weekend, and the Xtool sales some of them are up to 65% off. That is a lot. They have some really great laser sales going on right now. And if you do want a laser, now is a fantastic time to get one from Xtool. Really great savings. I'm an Xtool affiliate. If you guys are interested in a laser, I would appreciate it if you did use my affiliate links. And as I've mentioned a gazillion times before, it doesn't cost you anything more. It does get me a small kickback, and it does, you know, help me pay for things like my membership for KITTL, who doesn't want me to be an affiliate, so that I can show you cool things like that. So, all right, everybody, have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this video.